because the former first lady, Mrs. Michelle Obama.
Stephen A. Smith is in hot water with some of the Democrats because he responded to Michelle Obama, who brought him up on the podcast. Let's take a look at this, and I don't know. That's the story.
Talked about moi. It just so happens that yours truly came up on her IMO podcast, which she hosts with her brother Craig Robinson. While discussing the battle for the remote in her house with sports versus reality TV, she compared ESPN to Bravo and me to the face of the network, Andy Cohen himself. Take a listen to this.
This is where I want to educate my brother and even my husband who will be listening. Culture is king.
Yeah, culture is king.
Mean, the truth is like they razz me about my love of reality TV and the Real Housewives. I watch it all.
You watch it all?
All of it. They think that sports is better reality TV. I was like, it's the same thing. There's drama in sports.
There's so much drama.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, if I listen to ESPN for an hour, it's like watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's the same drama and they're yelling at each other and they don't get along. You know, I mean, Stephen A. Smith, he's just like every other
he'd
talk
be a
show
great
host.
Real Housewife.
He would be.
Right.
It would be amazing.
So that's why I'm like, what's the difference? It's just, you know, it's just sociological drama. I mean, the fact that people over seasons of working together still can't get along.
Right.
They still have the same arguments, you know, and it's not just women, but this happens in sports too.
Right.
I find it fascinating.
You know, it's the former First Lady in the United States of America. Somebody that I personally revere and believe to be the greatest First Lady in American history. That's my personal opinion, and I stand by it. Smart, very attractive, highly intelligent, very accomplished, wonderful values and morals. As far as I'm concerned, she's the closest thing to perfection I've ever seen from a first lady in the White House. That's just how I feel about it. No disrespect to the great Nancy Reagan and, you know, Jackie Kennedy and all these other folks in between. Barbara Bush, everybody else. It wasn't Michelle Obama, not to me. Okay? So, first thing I want to say is, thank you for watching. I really appreciate that you watched First Take. You tried to deny it, but you know, you wouldn't know I'm so loud if you wasn't watching. Cause you ain't making that judgment by just watching me once. You know you watch First Take. You know it. You know you know it. You know your husband watches it.
And if you don't hurry your ass up. Jesus.
Too. I appreciate the fact that I'm known in the Obama household. I'm touched by that. I actually am touched, okay? So let me get that out the way first. Secondly, though, to your brother Craig Robinson, you know I got love for you, my brother. I haven't seen you in a while. All the best to you, my man. Can't wait to see you down the line. Number three, I would like to see you, Madam First Lady, Mrs. Michelle Obama. I would like to see you have some people on your podcast with dissenting opinions, dare I say. That would be nice. So they could have an opportunity to clap back if you say something. It just would be nice, you know. I mean, I'm just saying. Fourth, Andy Cohen, ain't no shame in being compared to him. That's the face of Bravo. He created all those reality shows. He's a highly, highly successful individual. You understand?
So my thing is, after all this bootlicking, ass kissing that Stephen A. Smith does, I don't know why people got a problem with what Stephen A. Smith finally gets to. He finally gets to this.
Beloved by millions of people out there. So for me to be compared to him, there's no shame in that. Okay? That's number four. Number five, however, with all seriousness, Michelle Obama, I want to take this opportunity to remind you that while you are revered by me personally, and I truly, truly mean that with the greatest sincerity, I'm still a bit salty at you. When you were campaigning on behalf of the former Vice President Kamala Harris, who I'll get into in a minute, by the way, and you were giving a speech, I believe it was in Detroit, if I remember correctly, but I'm not sure. It was in the middle of the day. It was carried live. You said a vote for Trump was a vote against you and a vote against y'all as women. I want to state for the record, I took major offense to that. Black men don't just love our black women. We revere y'all. You've practically raised most of us. Think about the most hardcore individual you can find who is a black man from the streets of America. If there is one person who can walk up to him and slap him silly and get away with it, it's his mama or his grandma. It's who we are. And to say what you said back then, I think to this day is the only thing that I didn't like that you said. I didn't appreciate it. Because there's so many things that go into deciding where your vote is going to go. For some people, it's all about the economy. For others, it's all about national security. For some people, it is immigration. For some people, it's safety in the streets of America. Long before they think about pro-choice or pro-life. I'm talking about men. There's a reason why Trump got about 57% and Kamala Harris ended up with 42, even though Biden had won the years worse. But that didn't make y'all clean.
Stephen, Trump won the election, but black folk are losing. Trump won the election, but 300,000 black women are now unemployed. Trump won the election, but 7.8% of black folk are unemployed. 19+% are underemployed. And a significant margin don't even count because they stopped looking for employment under Trump. He's just been there for a few months. He's affected the job cycle to this degree. So if you want to talk policy, we can go toe-to-toe on policy in a day. The reality is, dear brother, your response was about President Obama more so than Michelle Obama proving her point. If you had an issue with her contextualization of the entertainment value, the friction that is created on your program, which is intentional, purposeful, and has its place, why not respond to it? You decided to take it as an opportunity to launch a proxy attack against the politics of it all. She just said, brother, you can be a Devo sometimes. That's what she was saying. Okay, that's about it. All right, put him up for a mass.
You know, Dr. Rashad Richey, man, is such a defender of the Obamas. He's nothing but a D.L. Hughley with a law degree. I ain't anything so negative that Stephen A. said. But of course, you can't disagree with an Obama, even if they bring you up first on the podcast. He cites these numbers about black women losing 300,000 jobs. And this is a contested number. By the way, this is not a precise number. In fact, it's one people are still debating. But what is certain, it's true that there are some DEI jobs that went away. And black women lost some of those DEI slots, some of those. And as we know, Doge did some cuts in federal government and some of those federal government jobs. Now, it's also true that some black women took buyouts, took severance packages. Not all of them hit the unemployment line. Some of them took a bailout and retired early. Some of them took a bailout and just took some money and probably started a business. because black women are the most entrepreneurial people in the country. Fact. But of course, for the purposes of the Rashad Ritchie TYT show, we're going to say all the black women are just struggling because Trump did it. Trump surgically went in and took black women's jobs. Because he's Hitler. That's what Hitler does. You know. How do you even target just black women? I don't even know. But you know, okay. Because it's how do you get so precise with your targeting of whose jobs are being taken? So anyway, it just get crazy. So there's broader economic issues such as inflation, declining public trust in institutions, which predates Trump's current term. Others note job losses in sectors like retail and hospitality, where black women are overrepresented, also contribute. The overall economy added 177,000 jobs in April 2025. You know, when I talk about immigration, people get mad. But one of the sectors that are predominant or dominant for black women would be retail and service jobs. Sort of like a sector that may be impacted by, I don't know, all the people that Biden brought in. But no, Rashad Ritchie would never even perish the thought. He would never imagine it was possible that people that newly came to the country would want a job doing anything except picking grapefruit. Yeah, they wouldn't want to be nurses, service workers in any industry. They wouldn't want to work retail. No, they want to go out and pick crops. 10, 20 million people. None of them wanted jobs working indoors. And if you're an employer and you have, because you got to say, if the jobs gone or the people just gone? Because who took the jobs? Someone's working those jobs, right? So where has there been an increase in jobs and where has there been a decrease in the number of people? And we can start putting these things together. But see, I'm starting to say things. I'm starting to present the scenarios. I'm starting to present equations that they don't want to answer, that they don't want to deal with because it's inconvenient for a network and for a lawyer and for a commentator like Rashad Ritchie, because the last thing they want to do is look at the policies of the Democratic Party. Yeah, Rashad, you just stepped into a whole can of whoop-ass. So just like you brought up that it would be good for Stephen A. Smith if he wanted to come tangle with you, you'd love to have that debate. I love to have the debate with you. Because see, I believe the jobs didn't just evaporate. Did the companies leave? Where'd the companies go? Now I know Department of Education, some jobs were cut. Doge, I get that. I don't think it was 300,000 jobs though. I'd love to have a debate with you about how immigration has impacted black women's jobs specifically. And since we all love black women, since we love black women, Dr. Rashad Ritchie, we got to find this for them. We want to protect them. We want to protect them. That's who we are. That's the culture that we have in common, right, sir? Well, let's have that conversation. And let's, for the first time, because I never hear it really addressed on your network, let's address the immigration issue, brother. I'll be your Huckleberry. Let's talk about it, bruh. That in mind, let's keep going, man. There's more to it. This ain't to defend Stephen A. Smith. This is about the argument. This is about the issues, not about personalities. I care about black women too. That's why I married one. My mom's also black. That helps.
Stephen A. Smith is responding to Michelle Obama's comments after comparing his show to The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Stephen A., that's a very popular show, sir. There are worse comparisons in the world. After comparing the show to The Real Housewives of Atlanta on her IMO podcast, Mrs. Obama said that Stephen A. was just like every other talk show and referencing that it's just, the same drama. Quote, they think that sports is better reality TV. I was like, it's the same thing. Mrs. Obama said, referring to debates over content she has had with Robinson and her husband, former President Barack Obama. She added, if I listen to ESPN for an hour, it's like watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's the same drama, and they're yelling at each other, and they don't get along. Stephen A. Smith, he's just like every other talk show. Obama also said that she finds the sociological drama that reality TV series and sports talk shows produce very fascinating. Smith responded on his show on YouTube and said that he still reveres Obama, but defended his show of not being scripted entertainment. Miss Obama went on to say that she finds the sociological drama that reality television series and sports talk television produce fascinating, regardless of the gender of the people on the screen. Smith referred to previous comments made by Obama during the 2024 presidential election cycle, suggesting that a vote for Donald Trump, out of control, college students are getting arrested for having an opinion about Israel, and national security, get real, Hegseth is in charge. Quote, Michelle Obama, I want to take this opportunity to remind you that while you are revered by me personally, I'm still a bit salty at you. Some people, it's all about the economy. For others,
you know what's bad about this is this is a long, tired, drawn out situation. But Stephen A. Smith, he voted for Kamala. He still catch hell because they won't even allow you to have a critique for the Democrats, even when you support them. Stephen A. Smith has been very public about his support for Kamala Harris. She lost, though. And still, for some reason, Dr. Ritchie feels it's time to roast Stephen A. I tell you, man, D.L. Hughley, it's the D.L. disease. I think Dr. Rashad Rich's been hanging out with D.L. Hughley, man, because he's gotten infected. You got the D.L. Hughes liar disease.
It's all about national security. For some, it's about immigration. For some, it's about safety on the streets of America, long before they think about pro-choice or pro-life. I'm talking about men, but she was talking about women. It's a policy issue. She was just stating a policy position. Okay, that's it. Smith concluded his response by saying, even though he voted for Kamala Harris in 2024, Obama's comments made him express regret for backing the Democratic ticket, which is insane. You back a ticket because you believe in it, sir.
Well, it's insane to feel regret that Obama said that degrading, disrespectful comments about Black American men. I wonder if you criticize him for that. I'm just wondering, Rashad Ritchie, I wonder if you criticized Obama for what I think was pretty universally people that aren't kissing ass to the Democrats will be kind of upset by that. And it kind of like, who the hell is he talking to? Why makes him think he should be talking to Black Americans in this way? It sounds like you had no problem with it. It figures. I tell you, man, some of these people they're not black, they're Democrats, and some of them ain't men. They're Democrats too.
All right, sharing thoughts.
Or back no one. Does that mean that he would have rather voted for the guy who's taking everything from everyone except for they're not even 1%ers, there's probably like a fraction of a percent. They're so.
I feel like I'm watching The Wiz for some reason. The Cowardly Lion comes to mind. Look, guys, it is what it is. Dr. Ritchie. Do better, Dr. Ritchie. Cut the nonsense. It's okay to disagree with the Obamas. You can't vote for them again because they can't run again. It's okay. Yeah. I disagree with Stephen A on a lot of things. I just do. But I don't disagree with his response that, the former first lady who talked about him first. He just responded to her. And then, of course he's going to milk it. Who the hell would milk the former first lady talking about you on her podcast? And why does she bring up Stephen A. Smith? For the same reason, she's now a content creator. She's using Stephen A.'s name in that clip, in that episode, because people knew it. Why else did she use his name? Because people knew his name. Let's cut the cap, man. Cut the cap. Yeah. See, people want solutions. They want to complain about what's going on with black women and jobs because that's a notable dip, man. I think it went from 5.1. The percentage of unemployment for black women was 5.1 and went to 6.1. And people want answers. And of course, they want to say it's DI. I'm wondering if there could be some other issues, which I pointed out earlier. And unlike some, I would like to actually find out. I don't think everybody really wants to know because it may not be the answer that they're looking for. They might not want that publicized because, the Black-Brown coalition. You know what? I think any new arrivals to this country who came through the southern border under Joe Biden, I don't think any of them would quit their job to let a black American have it because they're part of a coalition. Now, I think they came to America to have a better life. They didn't come here to join no coalition. They came here to get their money right. Y'all Democrats with this bullshit gonna have to cease, man. Black people waking up, they're not going for it. Dr. Richie. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section. That wasn't a boy's life, Tim. Yeah, that was a Bronx tale. Thanks to my brother H Stacks putting it down, fam. Sherry Covington knows what it is. Bronx tale, that's it, that's the one. Goodfellas is also one. I brought up a couple of things tonight. But you know me, man, I'm a movie buff, Hip-hop and movie buff. So I'm going to bring up stuff, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all help me get my callbacks right, get my name drops right. I appreciate y'all, man. We be having fun on this show on a Friday night, keeping y'all going. A black Russian, who knows? Could be, right? Hey, maybe. He might have known better than to do that. Or maybe he would be given a pass to use the N-word if he was a black Russian. That's why someone said, yo. They were like, Tim, man, it's like this guy thought he just went to see a Rocky movie. Like he just saw Rocky and he came out, he's Italian, went to see a Rocky movie. He wants to come out and act like he's fighting Apollo Creed. Come on. Yeah, okay. Young dudes, I learned in the 90s that a lot of young dudes don't fight one-on-one straight up like they used to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I learned that the hard way. Maybe, I don't know. Some of us need to get with the times. It's 2025 out here. That's a long time ago, Johnson. When I came out of high school, that's a long time ago. It's a different day. I'm just glad nobody got shot. All this talk, man, people having all this conversation about people getting beat up, not even with objects. I mean, do you realize we talking about American violence? We're talking about American violence. There was a shooting at a university today where lives were taken. We're talking about people getting hit with fists. You know how lucky I was watching a video on a guy on TikTok describing how he got shot 5 times. Point blank. And he's retelling his story, and I'm like, crazy, right? I'm just saying, man, in America, we got more guns than people. Any story, and I mean any story, any altercation, any situation that does not end in gunfire or someone using their vehicle as a weapon, come on, man. Come on, Johnson. Is it just me? Hell, man, we got people setting people on fire on the damn subway in America. I mean, America's a violent place. It's a very violent place. That Russian should be saying, today was my lucky day. Shit. That's how I see it. That's it, man. Let me know what y'all think about Dr. Rashad Ritchie and this whole thing about Stephen A. and Michelle Obama. You know damn well Stephen A. gonna use this as an opportunity to promote his show. Who wouldn't? Man, if Michelle Obama or her brother brought up the Tim Black show, but she ain't gonna do that like that. If she gonna bring up a show, it's gonna be one of the white shows that her husband went on. It's gonna be one of those Obama boys, Obama bros show. They're not gonna hook up a black, struggling, independent media show that one that's critical to Democrats too. That should have never happened. But if it did, I'd milk it too. It'll be Obama talked about this show week on the Tim Black Show. Become a member of the show. Get primo access to all the content. Get our stuff before it's released to the public. Be the first to get it. We're talking ebooks. We're talking long form content. The works. All right. Go to jointimblack.com or Tim's Take Live on patreon.com.